Hey everyone, Ali West here, AW Personal Training. In this week's video, we're going to be focusing on running in particular and the question, how do I get faster at running? So this is a question I get asked a lot by friends, family, clients. They want to know how do they get quicker. So they're okay at running the distances, but they need to get a little bit faster, maybe to improve a personal best time or just to challenge themselves that little bit more with a quicker speed. So there's three things that we're going to focus on, three tips to help you get faster. So number one is technique. Okay, so you need to make sure that you've got an effective running technique to be able to increase your speed. So a big mistake that I see people make is they take too short a stride length. So their stride length is not efficient and they're not covering the biggest distance in the shortest amount of time because they're taking lots of little strides rather than lengthening out their stride. So one thing you might want to start to do is just to lengthen out your stride a little bit to help you cover more distance and get a little bit quicker using that technique. The second thing in terms of technique that people struggle with is their breathing. So a lot of people take a lot of short breaths, just like they do with their short strides, and they get out of breath quickly. Some people, what is even worse, they hold their breath, which is a bad thing to do. So another thing to concentrate on is your breathing. Try and be nice and relaxed. Take nice deep breaths. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly, and try and really focus on your breathing and keep concentrated and relaxed on your breathing when you're running. If you put those two things into practice, then you should start to notice improvements in your speed. So the second tip to getting faster at running is you need to try and increase your average speed. So your average speed needs to come up. So what do I mean by that? So here's an example. Say that you're currently running at 9 kilometers an hour. That could be outside, that could be on the treadmill. So what you want to try and do is take that average speed up, and that can be to whatever you decide you want your new average speed to be. So you might just say, right, I'm going to try and increase my average speed from 9 kilometers an hour to 10. And you might only be able to do 5 or 10 minutes at 9 kilometers an hour because it's a bit of a jump up. Sorry, at 10 kilometers an hour because it's a bit of an improvement. But that's not a problem. Just build it up. So say to yourself, right, I'm going to run at 10 kilometers an hour for as long as I can. If that's only 10 minutes, then next time I do it, it's going to be 12 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 20 minutes, then half an hour. And before you know it, you'll be running an hour and a half, or whatever your time or distance you want to run for at a higher average speed, just by starting off for 10 minutes at 10 and then increasing it as you go. So that's a good thing to do. Increase your average speed. That's tip number 2. Okay, the third and final tip to getting faster at running is to do some interval training. So I know on other videos I've spoke about interval training and spoke about the importance of it, but this is really going to help you with speed. Okay, there's two types of intervals that you can do to increase your speed specifically. Number one is to do some sprint intervals. So short distance as fast as you can, then recover, then repeat. And you can do as many or as little of those as you want, but that's going to increase your speed. Another type of interval training that you can do is hill intervals or hill repeats. So you can find a relatively steep incline, get up that as quickly as you can, recover, do it again, and that's going to help with your speed as well. So that's pretty much it. Really simple tips. Number one is to concentrate on your technique in terms of stride length and breathing. Number 2 is to increase your average speed, and number 3 is to do some interval training, some sprint intervals and some hill intervals. And if you just take one of these tips and put it into practice, then I'm sure you'll notice an improvement in your speed, and you'll be getting some PBs, and you'll be well on your way to improving your speed with running. I hope this video has helped you out on that. If you have any other questions that you want to ask me, just email me, reply to this newsletter, and I'll get back in contact, and hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like the YouTube or follow the YouTube page, and I look forward to next week's video and speaking to you again soon. Cheers guys, bye.